All right, hello there. This is a video to substitute if you were not able to make it to curriculum night. You can find out what we talked about. The first thing that I like to do with students is introduce myself and see if there's a way that they can connect with me and I can connect with them. So if there's anything you see here that you could reach out to me about, that would be great. I went to Eden Prairie Middle School and high school, all actually starting from kindergarten all the way through high school, and I went to Gustavus Adolphus College. This is my 19th year teaching. I love this career, and we're doing awesome in school. I love teaching your kids. They really are one of the best classes we've ever had, so thank you for supporting them. I like to fly fish. These are some pictures of me fly fishing in Montana, Idaho, Wyoming. That's my dog Sammy. This is me playing drums. I play in the Bend in the River Big Band. You can come check us out, brbb.org, if you want to check out the schedule. I also play in a few other bands, I think 6 or 7 total. This is my sister and my dad and my nephew, her son Tyron. I believe this to be the first moment that he heard sound for the first time. They plugged him into a laptop and they fed his new cochlear implants. He's a deaf kid and he's now 6 years old, I think, and he's cruising around playing basketball and loving life. So these are some older pictures. That's my mom and me, my sister, her son Tyron, my dad, and Lori and Nate. That's my brother and his wife, and then their 2 kids who are now in high school. So I'm really have been into band camp for the past few years. We did 47 years of that out at the Arc in Wisconsin. I love water slides. Here's us traveling out to band camp. I love making a big deal out of our concerts. So this is a picture of right before we head down to the stage. We try to have some really calming and focused moments and put on a good show, all dressed up. This is my wife, Tara. This is my wife, Tara, dressed up as a hot dog, one of her lifelong dreams, which is another thing that's important to me is kind of keeping a bucket list of really fun things to do. Someday I want to own a nice fancy car or some sort of supercar or something like that. But that's just a picture of a car. I like to watch Top Gear and love cars. Anyway, I teach drum set camps here at Eden Prairie and in Bemidji. We organize and do those every summer. I love campfires. I love camping, and I love being out west. This is a picture of where my wife and I got married on Lake St. Mary in Glacier National Park. So that was a view from our beach where we got married. This is just some national parks pictures here, Canyonlands, and we've been all over the place. We've been to several. We're going to try to hit all of them by the time um, well, in our lifetime. So this is, again, my wife. This is when we got engaged at a Dawes concert. We love Nathaniel Rateliff and Dawes, and we go to a lot of their concerts. This was on, I think, our honeymoon. We went to the desert. In the morning, we woke up. There was 5 inches of snow, and it melted right away. But it was pretty interesting to wake up to. These are my friends, and we like to go see some movies all the time. I like running half marathons. I love off-roading with my Jeep. This is a great picture that turned out at our wedding. Sorry, this is getting a little bit crazy, but then came along Oscar. He's great. Here's a ton of pictures of Oscar. We took him traveling right away. We've been to Red Rocks, we've been to Glacier, we've been to Black Canyon of the Gunnison, we've been to Washington and Oregon, which is what these next pictures will be. This was our trip this summer, 2 weeks. Olympic National Park, Mount Rainier, Mount St. Helens, Crater Lake. We went out to the beach. We stayed on the beach for a night. So these are some of those great pictures of just being out on Shy Shy Beach up in the northwest corner of Washington. So this was Crater Lake, doing some cliff jumping there. Mount Rainier, Crater Lake, and so that's it. All right, so the most important things that you need to know are 4 things. Yes, there's a whole handbook full of stuff. There's 100 things in there that you need to know, but these are the ones that'll have the most impact on your child's music life. The first one is private lessons. We have an entire private lessons program going with lots of recommended teachers that have been background checked. A lot of them teach at our school. Come check it out. That's on our website. I'll probably be sending something out about that, just specifically trying to hook you up with some teachers there. Students who take private lessons early on in their career, in 5th and 6th grade, sometimes don't have the best experience, or it's just introductory. So it's time to think about doing that for at least a few lessons, if not a couple years or more. It's a regular part of what we do in band. It does cost money, but there are ways to get lessons. If you can afford it, go for it. Otherwise, I can teach your students during lunch or after school anytime. Morning ensembles will be the other way to really build community. Working with a private lesson teacher is great for impactful improvement, but morning ensembles is just a great way to build community and be with your friends as you play. We've got a whole bunch of them, as you could watch on a separate video about ensembles, which is in our YouTube playlist. But we've got 3 large ensembles and 3 small ensembles. The 3 small ones, woodwind, brass, and percussion, support our larger ones, jazz band, pep band, and the travel symphonic band, which will start up in November. We're going to travel to Chicago this year, so come check it out. If you're going to do that Chicago trip, we highly recommend that you join woodwinds, brass, or percussion ensemble to get the support, to get starting practicing and getting used to getting up in the morning. We have rides. We can set up carpools if that's an issue, but we've already begun this, and if you're interested in joining us, last week might be the last chance. So next week is the last chance. Practicing is an issue that sometimes can turn a little bit ugly in 7th grade. Students have different interests and perhaps are tired of the way that they practiced, and we always talk about in band how if you're not enjoying it, you must be doing something wrong. And it's true. There are ways to change where you practice, to change the time of day when you practice. Motivate yourself in different ways. Find a different reason to practice. So you answer the question, why am I practicing? Change what you're practicing. Get a different book. Get some new songs. Go online and find an app to play along with. Bring some friends over. So changing up all these different questions, practice in a new way with maybe a different instrument, or find somebody to play with, bring friends over, play duets. There's lots of different ways to make practicing fun. So as a parent, if you know nothing about what sounds good or what they're doing, just keep pushing on these questions. Maybe you should practice in a different place in the house, or maybe practice later at night or early in the morning or right before homework or something like that. But regular practice, daily practice is the best. We tell kids you should practice at least, if you're trying to build up a daily habit, start with 1 minute a day until you've got a successful couple weeks going, then start increasing the amount of time. Eventually, you'll find yourself having a regular habit. And finally, just stay involved, stay tuned to emails, watch the YouTube videos with your kids, and just really stay involved with their practicing, their ensembles, and what they're interested in. And that's the best way to make positive growth in band. Right now, we're getting our new music. We're working out of a book. That's actually the wrong book. We're doing Essential Elements, Book 2. Whoops, sorry. I'll go back. We're in the middle of our instrument maintenance check period. We're going to have that be due on Friday next week. We've done player profile number 1, where the students have just played a B-flat scale for me to get some initial look at how they play. And then we'll be doing performance assessments and concerts. We've got 3 concerts: the fall, the district festival, and the springtime. These are those dates. And, of course, in band camp is something that we promote for the summertime. That's it. That's what you missed at Curriculum Night. And if there are any questions, always feel free to email me anytime. You could also get in touch with me if you're into social media. Here's all my contact information on social media. All right. Thanks for watching.